The humble paint roller, arguably one of the greatest inventions for any professional or DIY painter. But how did we get it? Let's find out on this new episode of Color Commentators, presented by Pros Pondering Paint. There are four people who are given some credit with regards inventing the paint roller and roller cover. Let's go through these one at a time. Number one, Norman James Brakey. He was a Canadian that in 1940 filed a patent in Canada for his invention. Sadly, he was never able to get traction on how best to monetize his invention, and because of that, was never able to get a real business up and running. Our second inventor, Richard Croxton Adams. He was an employee of Sherwin-Williams and claims to have produced the first roller while working in his basement in 1940. His inspiration was that during World War II, he noticed a shortage of paintbrushes due to the war effort and wanted to find a way to effectively paint a house. His patent was filed in 1942. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, his last name Adams? Yes, he actually was related to the two presidents that share the same name. John Adams, America's second president, and his son, John Quincy Adams, America's sixth president. Okay, total sidebar. When you see these three men next to each other, you can actually see the family resemblance, even though there's over 100 years separating them. Okay, back to the story. Number three, Fried E. Dostrom. It is said that he filed for a U.S. patent in 1940, 2 years before Adams. But then it seemed like he falls off the face of the earth. I can't even find a picture of him, and there's little other information on him besides this patent application. Obviously, he wasn't able to monetize anything with regards his invention. Number four, meet Morris and David Welt. This father and son's story starts in 1938 when, during the summer, David started helping his father paint to earn some money before he went off to college. And he hated it. This was because you ended up having to brush everything out, then get rid of the brush marks. You needed to go over it with a stipple brush. He said it looked like a scrub brush, but to me, it appears to be something more suited to clean a toilet and not paint a wall. But it did do the job, and when done, it left a pleasing texture. But there had to be a better way. David went to a print shop to get some business cards made for his father, and he noticed how the printer rolled ink onto the metal type. He thought, since ink can be rolled, why not paint? In the basement of their apartment, David Welt created the first paint roller made out of iron, steel, and brass tube. They were heavy, and obviously because of that, these first rollers were hard to lift. They looked more like a medieval torture device than a paint tool. However, the proof of concept was definitely a success. The family started to produce rollers in the bedroom in their apartment, and for a roller cover, they used carpet. Once built, they went door to door to sell their invention. They created a company named the American Roller Stippler Company, or ARSCO for short. They quickly stopped using carpet as a roller cover, but used things like lamb's wool and mohair. The company grew, and it innovated for years to come. Today, we take rollers and roller covers for granted. There are so many different kinds and sizes for almost every imaginable job. What will the future hold for this useful tool? Will we develop something better? Let us know in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Color Commentators. I am Brandon Kurtzbach. Please remember to like, listen, and share some time with your friends at Pros Pondering Paint.